Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Wednesday, December 18th. Thank you for joining us. We have a full. This is the most we've had on Skype. At least we've had four, but Boomy was in person here. We got @schools_0 on Twitter. We got @BoomyTCF and we got @TCFPgoy. Check them out on Twitter. They're always a hoot on Twitter. But before we get into our first subject here, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor, The Muddy Otter. Go to themuddyotter.com. Check out some of their new supplies. As of the taping, or when you watch this show, 1 week until Christmas. 1 week until Christmas, I say.
Week.
I don't know if they can still make it happen, but if they will try their best. If you still need some gifts out there for some people, go to the Muddy Otter. Like I said, this little beautiful mug right here with the TCF logo and the Muddy Otter at the bottom of it right there. Thank you to the Muddy Otter. Also go to their Twitter, Facebook, their Facebook and Instagram. Check them out on there. Hannah and Mitch Prentice, thank you. We love you guys. But our first subject, just going to let him kind of go off here. Matt, he's had not a great sports week. Matt, thoughts?
How much time do we got, guys?
We got quite a while.
Okay. This whole conversation that we had stemmed obviously before our show tonight and this morning. I tweeted out this morning that I said the Bears are dead, the Bulls are dead, the Hawks are on life support. A lot of people, Carolina fan, I said they're terminally ill with what just happened unfolded today, and it got even worse. That was even before the Cole Anthony news came down.
Yeah,
and then I said the Cubs, and Zach, like you mentioned, they're alive for now, but it seems like they're about to commit suicide.
Yeah, until somebody. One day it's going to happen. We're going to wake up or we're going to look at our phone and somebody that we don't want traded will be traded and the Cubs will start their, I don't know, like a terminal illness.
Who's it going to be? Is it? I mean, it seems like the obvious one's going to be Brian or if not him, then definitely Contreras. It's going to be one of those two, I would assume. But the fall from grace that is just taking place right now, and this is not like all that long ago. If you look at my teams, and I granted, I had a decent run here not too long ago. You look back in 2015, the Hawks were the champs. The Cubs were about to start a run of, 3 straight NLCS, 4 straight technical years in the playoffs. Snuck a World Series, obviously, in there in 2016. Carolina went to the, national championship game in 2016, on a shot that still haunts me to this day. But then, followed up with the redemption tour in 17, got the national championship. But now you look at it, we got, the Bears we were talking Super Bowl. We were talking Super Bowl this season.
Super Bowl expectations turned into, we are 7-7 right now.
People can laugh all they want. There's a lot of people, a lot of smart people who expected a lot of things from Mitch Trubisky and expected a lot of things from that Bears defense. They're 7-7. They're 7-7.
7-7.
They're eliminated from the playoffs.
And we'll be lucky to be 500 if that, because they play the Chiefs and Vikings, very good teams.
And you look. Then let's go to the west side of the city. We're spending a little time in the lake there. Let's go to the west side and look at the madhouse on Madison. We'll call it
the fucking.
we got the Blackhawks. We got the Bulls. They're both dog shit teams this year.
Bulls blew a 25-point lead last night. 25.
We'll spend a little bit more time on the Bulls here in just a minute because that organization's got some really big problems. We got the Cubs we talked about. Carolina, they lost 4 or 5 games. They lost at home to Wofford. That one on Sunday night ended 90 minutes after the Bears season. Sunday late afternoon, about 5 o'clock. About to just, I think I tweeted out the gif of the guy that just gets up from a boardroom meeting and just jumps out the window. That's just all it felt like doing, dude. It was like I just got to get.
Hey, Wofford's is not a bad team. The Terriers had a bad team.
Wofford's not a bad. You're right. They're not a bad team, but they beat Carolina 2 years ago as well.
Matt, I don't mean to
Carolina 2 years ago as well.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I hate when people say, "Why do you overreact like that?" And my thing is, because I live and die for sports, and when there's 3 teams right now of my sports teams that I love, and we talk about every single day, and they stink right now. And it's, you know how
our winner's shot. Our winner is completely shot.
And this is coming from a Blackhawks team that from the last 10 years, you could almost bank on them going to the playoffs and maybe beating the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
The Bulls, yes, I understand the last few years have been bad, but the Joakim days, the Derrick Rose days, how exciting those teams could be even as an 8 seed in the playoffs.
Right.
And then the Bears, who last year made you so excited for them. They had Khalil Mack. Everyone got all pumped up. And now we are 7-7, eliminated from the playoffs with 2 weeks to go in the season. That is why I am mad.
King.
That is why I am mad. And that is why I will overreact, because it sucks. It sucks right now that I have no hope until the Cubs start pitchers and catchers. And at this point, report pitchers and catchers. But at this point,
what
who
pitchers
knows?
are going to be
Who
there?
knows?
Yeah. Who's our catcher going to be? It's not going to be Wilson fucking Contreras, apparently. Who's our catcher going to be? Who are our pitchers and catchers going to be?
Taylor Davis.
We're going to have. There was even talk about trading you, Darvish. He's affordable now. He's a front end star, $20 million a year, and you're going to get rid of him.
At this point, as a Cub fan, you're just sitting and waiting for something bad to happen, because it's nothing good is supposedly supposed to happen. So I don't know what all you can really think about right now is the bad, because it's just that ugly.
Then to top it all off, Cole Anthony, he didn't play on Sunday against Wofford, which still they should have beat Wofford, but he's projected to be a top 5 pick. Probably he was a candidate for first team All-American as a true freshman. He was basically all they had offensively. Was announced today that he's out 4 to 6 weeks after sitting out the Wofford game. So he had a arthroscopic surgery. So Carolina, not only are they not that talented, they just had their Kyrie Irving injury too, but they don't have anybody else to fall back on.
And it's one of those injuries where he's going to be a top pick in the draft next year.
If you're Cole Anthony, are you coming back? I'm not.
No. Or if you're coming back, and you feel anything else kind of hurt, you're done. You're not going to play.
There's no way. It makes no goddamn sense to come back.
Especially I know you love North Carolina, but you've even said it yourself. He is that team.
Yeah.
And they go with him. And when he figures out that he has to carry the team and he's kind of hurt, that may make him want to look to his NBA career, which you can't blame the guy.
He already figured it out. A couple games when they lost to it wasn't Michigan, it was Ohio State. They got smoked. They got absolutely smoked by Ohio State. And after the game, he made a comment about, I can't do everything when I'm being guarded by 5 guys. Not necessarily in those words, but it was a comment about kind of he's getting it from all ways. He's got, he's basically getting just smothered defensively, which he was. But he wasn't shooting well either. But that's aside from the point. There's no reason for him to come back. They're not going to win a national championship with him if he comes back healthy. So, and Carolina's got a really good recruiting class coming in. They'll be fine next year. And frankly, they're the one out of all my teams with the biggest rope because they're consistently good. I can't really bitch too much about them. But I was excited about this year. But real quick, I got to jump back. 2015, real quick trip down memory lane. In 2015, things were never looking better for your boy here because we had the Bears had just fired Phil Emery. The franchise makeover is coming, right, in the form of John Fox, but we'll just skip that side part. There was the franchise makeover was coming. We had the Hawks were the champs coming off. They just beat Tampa. Like I said, the Cubs, they're a blossoming dynasty. We all thought they were, all the young guys are coming up. They're making their playoff run in 2015. Obviously, lost in the NLCS to the Mets. The Bulls in 2015 series with the Cavs. It was basically Derrick Rose's last stand. With the Noah Butler team. Great series. And Carolina lost in the Sweet 16 to Wisconsin, but they had Marcus Page, they had Bryce Johnson coming back for the next year. They had Kennedy Meeks, Justin Jackson, Joel Berry, Theo Pinson. They had a good young nucleus coming in after making a Sweet 16 run. Things are looking great. 3 years later, it's in crumble. All of it.
It's
all of it.
It's like, what the hell happened?
It is. And then we got you guys, getting ready for playoff football here.
Yeah,
everybody.
That's why when we get to the next subject is the Bulls, then they can start chiming in
The
because
Bulls.
right.
Let's get to that team. Jim Boylan,
as of right now, we'll get into that because as of right now, they can't talk because you have football, so that's life. That I would take the Bears being in the playoffs over anything. Right? It just sucks. But what doesn't suck is I just hit my Brooklyn Nets bet. So Zelo, let's go. Winner. Gotta love it.
That's never a bad thing.
All I got right now is my gambling. I have no real teams to
Amen, brother.
To cheer for. Sadly, because even last night the Bulls, like I said, we'll get into the Bulls right now. Bulls had a 24-point lead, and loyal listener 26-point lead. Loyal listener Pat Beals talks to me after we went to the Mendota High School basketball game, and he says, Bulls are up, I think, 19 at halftime. What do you think? Hopefully you didn't bet on them, right? And I said, no, I did not bet on them. And we both agreed that something bad was going to happen. Game got over. I went over to my buddy's house. He hit me up on Facebook, and he says, look it's about to happen. Chris Paul, 19 points in the fourth quarter. The Chicago Bulls, 16 points in the fourth quarter. We got outscored by a 30-something-year-old point guard that got traded to the Thunder, and I don't even know if he really wants to even be on this team, and he scored 19 points on us. 19 points on us. What are we doing? What are we going to – there's nothing to do.
Hey. Let's post some pictures with him afterwards, too.
Yeah, let's get Wendell Carter and Kobe White out there posting pictures with him. Yeah, I understand you want a picture with him. Go maybe back in the locker room and take a picture with him after you just blew a 26-point lead. I don't need to see you.
Yeah, don't try to act all hunky-dory. Don't piss down my leg and tell me it's rain. Like, that's a slap in the face. And
I understand,
I'm just so tired.
They're friends, and they're maybe going to do that either way. But do not do that on the court after a game like that. Big smiles on your face. Scottie Pippen tweeted out that, oh my gosh, because you think about a 1995 Bulls team blowing a 26-point lead, and you think Michael Jordan's going to let anyone take a picture with anybody on that court?
Yeah, like Michael Jordan's going to go take a picture with Karl Malone.
I understand that team would never do that because they were amazing, but you think about if that somehow happened to them, the kind of steam that would have came out of Michael Jordan's ears if he saw two of his players taking a picture with the guy who just outscored your whole team in the fourth quarter.
Bulls got outscored 60-38 in the second half.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
They scored 38 points in a half.
I don't want to sound like the old man yelling at the cloud here again, but Zach, you brought up a good point. Like the NBA has passed. Like even as recently as guys like Garnett.
Oh my gosh, Garnett.
Some of the real red asses.
Garnett was on that. If Garnett was on this team right now, and that happened, I don't know if he'd still be on the team. He may quit. He may retire because of that.
Guys would have gotten punched in the face in the locker room for that.
Yeah,
I carried him off the court.
You switched to baseball. Barry Bonds was the same guy. Those guys that have that killer instinct that just really want to absolutely murder you no matter what. Those were always some of my favorites.
That's what frustrates me is there's still guys like that in the league. And there's not a single one on this team, and that is why they're going to go nowhere, because there's no one on this team that has any fight, or it doesn't seem like they care if they win or lose. It sucks.
But look who they're being led by.
Well, real quick, don't get sold a batch of goods though. That all the old guys, because like even guys like Magic Johnson, they were buddy with everybody on the floor after.
Oh
the game.
Him and Larry Bird. I mean, Larry Bird was not that way with
him and Isaiah Thomas. Like they were great buddies. Like they it was. Yeah, those guys are everywhere. So it wasn't just like
the thing is, it was a 26-point lead that you just blew. Go to the locker room and find them after the game and take a picture with them then, but do not do that on the court after something like that. And that, like you said, a good coach would maybe make sure his team didn't do that. Or you would think even Jim Boylan would be kind of annoyed by that to at least say something, because no one's come out today and said anything about it. I think somebody should have stood up and said, we can't do that after a 26-point, you just blew the lead.
Well, he did say that they fought hard.
Yeah, well, good to know. They fought so hard that they only scored 16 points in the fourth quarter.
They fought hard to try not to fuck up a 26-point cushion? Are you kidding? Oh, my
It's a lot to expect out of a Mr. Magoo type character.
Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking sick of this guy already.
And the thing is, like you said, fire Jim Boylan all you want, but you're not going to change Gar Forman and John Paxson, who say they still believe in Jim Boylan, because I don't know if either they have to say that or if they actually do think that, then there is something wrong, because this guy is not the guy who is going to lead your team going forward. It's really getting to be annoying, and I don't know. I don't know really what to think about it. Any more
Zach,
thoughts on this?
To your point, when you were talking to Pat about at the halftime of the game, when I looked at my phone and I saw they were up 21 after the first quarter, I had that same feeling. You
don't trust.
Oh,
you can't
boy.
Trust the lead with this team.
How are they going to screw this up? And sure as shit,
they screw it up. And
did anybody see? Did you say somebody had the money?
No one. He asked me. He always, because I always kind of. Oh, I think I said the other day I had gambled on the Bulls or the over or something like that. And he just kind of jokingly asked if I had.
It was the under bet that you and the Bulls scored 136 on their own.
Yeah, and he just kind of jokingly asked me if I had gambled on the Bulls, and I said no, because you can't trust them. And he was like, oh, they got the 19-point lead, and I said no, we can't trust that. And he agreed with me, and guess what? We were right. And you can't. There will never be a safe lead with this team. They just blew a 26-point lead. They've blown plenty of leads already this year.
We can't even trust our basketball team to hold a 20-point lead. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Jim Boylan looks like the generic coach in 2K.
Yeah,
like one of the
like a creative franchise.
Yeah, or when one of your dynasty coaches, like when he's a free agent, you fire him or whatever, and you just go pick one of the generic coaches from the pile they got. He looks like he's got like a weird face and a perfectly round head, but it looks like a potato a little bit.
And the bad part is, I'm actually I kind of feel. I know it's
his legs are cut out from under him. I know what you're saying.
I kind of feel bad for the guy in a way, because he's out there trying, I guess, but he's just in a bad situation, and he's an NBA coach getting paid millions of dollars. So at that point, you can't really feel too bad for him.
I feel very little sympathy for the man.
Well, let's get into our everyday Madden reigns. We're going to kind of throw that here in the middle to kind of break some stuff up here. We got 4 guys. Pigoy is making his first time on the Everyday Madden Rating show. So, Pigoy, I'll let you go first.
Do I just pick
a subject, pick a topic, pick any kind of life activity that we would do?
Okay.
I think some ones we've done is like dishwashing, stuff like that.
Well, I know I'm going to go with one that you wholeheartore admitted to us that you are quite terrible at, and that's grocery shopping.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
this is actually an update. We've done this one before, but we needed an update because Zach has had a weekend.
He admitted he came out and admitted to us that he is just.
So I went to the local Sullivan's just looking for some stuff.
I used to work,
and it's just one of these things. I never know like what I really need. I always go for the cereal, or I go for the candy, or I go for.
That is real quick.
It's what you need.
You're doing
but
fine.
There's so many. Like I just keep walking around at every random spot. Like I grabbed I didn't grab a cart. I just grabbed the little carry around thing, and it filled up way too quickly.
Yeah.
And I had to go get a cart. And then you kind of look like a dummy. But then it's one of those things. I could walk around there for 2 hours and spend $300. For no reason, just because you just see stuff.
The cart's a better look than the basket. Let me tell you
I think
that,
if
right?
I consistently went grocery shopping more, I'd be better at it. But when you only go like every once in a while and you see things that you don't see like at gas stations, then you're just like, I gotta get this. I gotta get this now, or I'm never gonna get it again. Like your candy bars, or if there's like a random ice cream bar, I gotta get it.
Yeah, same.
So I would have to.
They have so many more things than they have at the gas station. That's I love it.
It's honestly so true.
God damn it, that's the best. That is the best.
If you really think about it, like that's where I would get all my candy and stuff like that. And if they don't have it there, then I'm not gonna probably get it for months unless my parents are on vacation, or I have to just go get something from the grocery store. And then that's when I randomly get they're okay. I'll give you one thing. They have.
I'm taking you to Costco sometime. Your eyes are going to explode.
They had the Chex Mix. They had this Chex Mix, but it's like for breakfast, and they don't sell it at any gas stations around here, but they sell it at the like grocery stores, and I always get like 3 bags of them because they are amazing. They're like a Cheerio Chex Mix kind of thing, and they're delicious.
Jesus.
We'll have to do. I'll have to get some. Maybe we'll do a candy review on it or a food review. But I would have to take my score down to probably a 15. 15.
Oh wow!
It's all junk food.
I do have an update. Kind of, we talked about your update, Zach, but I have one, Matt. This stems off of ours the first time when you said about the headphones. I did that a couple, maybe like a week after we talked about it the first time. Absolute game changer. Put on a podcast and didn't speak to a soul. I had my list. Man, it was perfect. I didn't talk to anybody. I even went double headphones. I went both in, and it was a very enjoyable experience. That bumped I think I was in the mid-70s, low 80s. I'm steady mid-80s right now. You throw them headphones in. That's a game changer.
The key.
I didn't know about that.
If you have headphones in, then people know. Do not talk to me. Don't even try to make conversation.
You don't even need to be. You don't even need to play anything. That's
because
you could just
that's what you're trying to do. Like I don't. If I have headphones in, don't talk to me because you know how annoying it is when somebody's trying to talk to you. You're like, huh? I gotta take the headphone off. I hate that.
Real quick, you don't want to look like an idiot though, and make sure your Bluetooth is turned on when you first fire up like a KFC radio podcast when you're in the grocery store, and it's blaring at full sound, like on your phone and Bluetooth style. And they're talking about some of the stuff they talk about on KFC radio. That's a little bit of
a 2-minute, the first 2 minutes of every Monday in the NFL season on Part of My Take. That can get a little interesting, and some of the stuff they say in there is pretty fun. They're like, "What is wrong with your phone there? What are you listening to?"
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston, Tampa, Florida.
Are you probably around the same as yours, Matt?
Yeah. I mean, my no improvement, no decrease. Still probably a solid low 90. That's one of the another hack. I'm sure P. will stand by me on this one while we're talking life hacks for the two of you guys that do not have kids. You do have a kid. Find a chore, find a task that your wife does not have to do, and take it off her plate. It's a game changer in a lot of ways too.
I'm all in. I got that one penciled in, Matt. From what
that grocery store one's a good one to go to because you can I like to cook, so I start grabbing stuff that just random things. But
I like going like early Sunday mornings too. Like I'll buzz over to Walmart and get my stuff, and I'll buzz over to Hy-Vee and get the other stuff, and like
gotta hit
knock it out before she likes going to Aldi, so she'll go to Aldi and get the stuff, and then I'll go to Walmart and Hy-Vee and get the other stuff the next day.
As Rico Bosco would say, oblos.
Oh yeah,
oblos.
Oh yeah.
So what's your rating?
What's your rating?
What are you going to give yourself?
I'd say we're a grocery shopping tandem, but if I'm going out on a solo grocery shopping mission, I'm high 80s, low 90s. Like I thrive. I can get it done.
Love it.
There we go.
Now, if I do podcast hack, I might kick it up to like maybe touch like 94, 95. I get in and
bring in the chatter.
You know what? We'll have to maybe revisit this in a few weeks here. Let you get a few podcast grocery shopping visits under your belt.
I'm gonna do that next time.
And then we'll
revisit.
We'll revisit.
Did you guys ever watch that show, Supermarket Sweep?
Yes.
I
think I would have been good at that. If you give me tasks, I could go figure it out. But figuring it out
turkey.
Is the problem.
Go to the meat section. You start ripping off turkeys. You start ripping off slabs of ribs. Things like that. Those are
you can't go in cold and just start guessing.
See, that's my problem.
I did that on Sunday, and I needed like 2 things, and I walked out $47 later.
And you missed one of the 2 things you needed too, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I ended up with up to what I needed. So,
all right, Matt, I'll let you lead off or go second, I guess.
Well, you guys know what I like to do. I usually throw this one to the wife and have her pick my topic. And surprisingly, she did pick a chore again.
I'm saying she's just.
But I told her I'm not doing a chore. I told her to pick a different one, so she picked swimming. And which I thought was a good one.
I'll go first.
Yes, please do. Please do.
I swim like a fish. I might not look like it. I'm about 6 foot, 245 pounds, but I swim like a damn fish. All right,
I'm go to a pool and see this. I don't know if I've ever seen you really. I can't remember the last time we went swimming.
I don't think
together.
I've seen Booby swim before.
Oh, I was like 50 pounds lighter. I'd whip Michael Phelps' ass.
That's so. What is your rate? What did you say your rating was?
94 to 96.
That's insane.
Whoa.
We're gonna do a video this summer where we're gonna find a
Swim
pool.
like
I don't
a
think you could
fish,
swim
bro.
94 overall.
I like it.
Oh,
I like it.
it's
I
great.
like
Hold
the
my
boldness.
breath.
You're talking
I
like
like
a
the
top tier
boldness.
QB in Madden.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I like the bull. I
Wow.
like the confidence here. I'm impressed. I like it.
I mean,
I
I'm
can
gonna
hold
go
my
second.
breath for a really long time underwater. I can do all different kinds of maneuvers.
Oh, are we talking? We're talking different strokes too. We're doing the freestyle.
I got a couple of them I can knock out. You want to get on the diving board? I'm your guy. I'd knock a backflip and a half out. I do it all.
People have always
Wow.
said Boomy's good at the stroke.
The amateur hour.
Well, that was like you put that on the tee. I was
Yeah.
just sitting here waiting
Yeah.
to say that one. That was a good one.
That's low hanging fruit.
That was easy. That was easy. I'm gonna have to go with like a probably 65, 70. I would say I grew up mostly swimming in like ponds and stuff, so I'm a little bit grittier when it comes to swimming. But yeah, I mean, I go up north and stuff. My grandparents have a cabin right on the lake, so I jumped in there a lot when you probably should have life jackets on. I always usually did. Because I was always that's why I'm a little bit lower, because I'm a scared swimmer. I was usually pretty scared to drown, because I don't know, for some reason whenever you think you're in the lake, you're just gonna like forget how to swim, even though it's just like being in a pool. Other than it's very deep, but I would have to go 65 to 70. What? Anyone else?
Pete, what
I'm-
do you got? I'll finish this one up.
I'm capable. I don't really get after it like Boomy
You
said he
won't
does.
drown.
I know what I'm doing, but now when I get in the pool, I like just to kind of just chill and like maybe dunk under once in a while. But
I'm
I
going
just
to have
like
to
just
backtrack
chill
on my
and
last
relax,
comment
so.
there. I already know my mom's going to yell at me. Yes, I always wore a life jacket.
Yes.
Yes, I wore a life jacket every single time. They always made me. That's just the rules.
Whoosh.
If I had to swim to get out of a situation, I can pull it off. So I'll give myself like a 77.
You're swimming away from a shark real quick?
Yeah, I can get that.
Shark's getting you.
I punch him
The
in the
shark-
nose for
Yeah,
is
yeah,
quick.
punch him in the nose.
You got to go between the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Yeah,
Matt, what are you then?
I'm probably very similar to Zach. Like I kind of more of a lake swimmer growing up. But to piggyback on what Zach said, like when you're in a lake and you hit that point of the lake where you're like about 2 feet tall, like deeper than you are tall.
Yeah,
Like you start feeling it in your chest a little bit, and it just starts kind of feeling like someone's punching you or repeating.
Oh, yeah, and there's not like a float.
And you know you're all
anything.
right.
You're like, I'm
But,
okay,
Yeah,
but it could go
But-
bad.
exactly. And I know that's what you were talking about. But like when it comes to a lake, like I can swim or whatever. I'd probably say it's 65. But just on a sidebar, is there anything better than in the summer sitting on a noodle, drinking about 38 beers in the middle of a lake?
Oh.
Like from like noon till about 6 o'clock.
My grandparents
It's
have a
like-
pontoon boat,
like a
which
lake.
is if you're going to get a boat and you're not like super into
Yes.
like going wakeboarding and stuff like that, get a pontoon
And then
boat.
you're a hardo anyway. Get a pontoon
Get a
boat.
pontoon boats are beautiful. You can fit a bunch of people on there,
everyone loves a pontoon
and
boat.
it's just easier. And I think it's you can't have any more fun than that on the lake. It's a pontoon boat.
Throw the grill
10,
on
15
there like a
people.
lot of people do.
You can get 10, 15 people on a pontoon boat, and you can just have a day. You just go out there, you float for a while. No need. I'm not gonna be.
No hurry.
I'm not gonna be like a hardo, but going tubing and stuff, I don't mind it, but I can go. I've done enough in my whole life that I can just not do it anymore. I don't mind. I used to ski too, and I would just rather go on the lake and just chill out. I am not into the tube, and I'm not into the skiing. I know
My parents
family-
had a speedboat. They just actually traded it in like a couple of years ago for a pontoon. So it's like the evolution, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said,
All right,
I know I'm 24, and I probably should be excited. I would probably like to going on the river and going tubing. You know what? You can catch me with that. I would just rather I would just much rather chill out and not have to worry about getting on the freaking tube and getting flung around and feeling sore the next day. I'm trying to be sore from drinking. My head's supposed to like hurt or whatever. I'm not trying to like my arms to be so sore that I can't even lift them the next day. What, Boomy, you got an everyday man ready?
All right. I kind of brought this story up to you guys literally like 2 hours before we recorded this. There was a guy like 100 feet out into my field by where I live that he overshot the three-way stop by where I live because of the icy road. So I got to bring this one up. With the season that we're in, the way the conditions are, how are you guys driving in Illinois winter conditions? Because I'll start, and I'm a bad driver when the weather's nice. So I'm going to give myself about a 22.
Sometimes Boomy forgets the vehicle that he is in.
Yes, that does happen.
Sometimes Boomy, he does have the Expedition with the 4-wheel drive, but he does sort of forget that sometimes when he's in his vibe, there's no 4-wheel drive, and I don't think your brain – what happens is it doesn't switch over to winter time.
Yes, that's the problem.
So, yeah, 20 –
like, that could easily have been me 100 yards out into that field this guy was. That could have easily been me.
I'm going to have to say I'm like a 75 to 80. I'm a very cautious driver. I've only gotten really, I think, one speeding ticket, which I got on the freaking interstate back from Illinois Media School and back, which is – it was dark and the cop was on the that was insane. Where that was.
Sounds like a trap to me.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm actually, especially because I grew up working for my dad for a long time. I've been driving trailers for a long time, so you get very cautious from the first time you ever use a trailer. And I turned it so much that I jackhammered it a little bit, and it just tore up the side of an old school truck that we had at Dad's work. So from that point on, I've been, even though when I don't have a trailer on, I'm very cautious because that was traumatized me pretty bad. So I would say I'm about a 75 to 80.
When it comes to inclement weather, I can get from A to B just fine, but I might, go a little slower than the other flow of traffic. I think my ability to get from A to B fine is going to be okay, but then I tend to go a little bit slower, so I think those kind of even themselves out. I'll give myself 68.
68. All right, Matt.
Well, I'm not gonna like screw it up, but like I'm not gonna, I might take an extra 15, 20 minutes to get there. But
you're that guy we're all following on 251 that's doing like 40 because there's a little snow on the ground.
No, I go like 51.
You're a candy ass.
Hey, coming from the guy that just said he doesn't understand what winter is, maybe that you should take some notes.
Yeah, so when you're in the ditch and my candy ass is going past you 46 miles an hour, I'll just keep on going.
we talked in the past when we did the regular driving. Like, I have a built-in advantage with my last job. I used to spend a lot of time on the road, 40,000 miles a year. So yeah, experience driving. I hate winter though. I hate winter period. When it comes to driving skill in the winter, I'd probably say like 75. I got a problem though, because I have a Civic and then I have a 4-wheel drive F-150. So if I switch back and forth, I forget what you said. I forget what car I'm in. If I was driving my truck and I'm going, full blower down the road, forget that I'm driving the Civic and I'm sailing through the intersection like the guy did earlier today.
Exactly.
And like I said, I forgot to say, I've had 4-wheel drive in every vehicle that I've ever had, so that's also been kind of lucky of me. If I didn't, I think I would be a little less good.
Yeah, come drive the 05 Pontiac and see how that works out for you.
I would, but I would definitely be cautious. I'd be cautious. Yeah, that is true. Especially because I live in the country. I've always lived in the country, so it's just a disaster sometimes trying to get a freaking snow plow just to come down the road. Next topic. Oh, I didn't do mine, did I?
Yeah, what's yours?
You got yours hit.
I just had it. Okay. I don't know. We haven't said this one yet. Pick up basketball.
Whew.
Did we talk about?
Throw a variable out. Are we 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 5 on?
Oh, we're doing like 4. I would say I think
half court, full court.
Full court.
Yeah.
I think 5-on-5. We'll go full court 5-on-5.
Full court 5-on-5.
Because I was invited back to. I haven't really been playing basketball here lately, but I was invited to a local little school that they do I think some guys do a little bit of pickup game on Monday nights. So I kind of got thinking.
At Northbrook.
Yeah, at Northbrook. So I've been kind of thinking about what I would be right now. What we'd be right at this very second. I will go first. I gotta be down.
Well, this is bullshit.
Oh well. Well, just how we think. I would have to. This is what I'm giving myself about like around a 50 because.
No way. Come on.
You don't understand. I haven't played basketball in a while. It's been. Last time I played, I think it was in the summertime. I played at like Purple Park, that new court they got out there. And I was dying, and that's was freaking 4 or 5 months ago. So I would think, I mean, I guess, 55 to 60 is what I would say. I can still, but my shot's got to be done. I'd have to be posting up a little bit, hoping that the hook shot would get me through some games there.
I played in the YMCA league last winter and spring. Came in second in the winter league, first in the spring. But I am the definition of a role player, and I'm a bottom tier role player. I set a ton of screens.
Yes.
I try to get a ton of rebounds, and I box out. And I'm not a bad passer.
Man to man, like up in the guy's face.
Yes, yeah. I talk a lot, I clap a lot, and I set a lot of illegal screens.
Where's his sleeve?
But I'll be on. Yeah, I definitely do wear a sleeve.
Full legs too. Full.
No, I don't go that far. That's too much work. But the only reason I'm going to give myself like a 66, and that's only because of the fact that I've played quite a bit over the last 365 days, and I'm around basketball all the time, so I know the game. My brain knows how to be a good basketball player. It just has this communication issue with translating that from my brain to my weird chubby body. So, it's I know what's going on. I know how to make a game work, but like, it's just the matter of outsourcing it to my body just doesn't always pan out. So I'm going to take a 66 right now.
Okay. So, like I forgot what year it was, but whatever, like going back to 2K, you remember like Garnett's last year? And guys like that are that old in 2K, like their ratings are a little bit inflated. They're like a 74, 75, but they really play in that game like 48. So if they're like a 76 at my age in the NBA, I'll say I'm like a 38 at my age in pickup ball, but I play probably more like a 22 at this point. I had my day. I was okay at one point in my life. Played high school a little bit, but outside of that, it's like, I wasn't very good at basketball anyway. I love it, but now it's like I said, it's like a bag of milk running up and down a floor until it falls over and just goes everywhere. I'm not going to hit a shot. I've got like 4 shots in me before my calves start going on fire. The shin splits will start firing off real quick. God knows, the plantar fasciitis when that kicks in about 6 minutes down. Yeah, it's just literally falling into a heap of just dog shit.
Like Big Cat always says he has to take his heating pad before and after the game.
Well, whoever said that, I think it was on Pardon My Take. Or no, it was when they entered Burnett and Adam Sandler, and he's like 3-point line to 3-point line.
Yep,
that's my game. That's my game at this point. Spot up from the top of the key. I hope I hit it, and that's about it.
I respect it.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Like, I'm the complete opposite pickup basketball player than Boomy is because I can't guard anybody. I'm not fast. I can't jump. I can shoot a little bit, and I can dribble. But other than that,
effort never quits, right, Boomy?
No. I can get up and down the court just fine, but I go 3-point to 3-point, and I'll knock down a couple shots, and I'm not going inside. I'm not going to – if we're doing fouls, I'm not going to touch the free throw line stat sheet because I'm just not going to go get fouled because I'm not going to.
I just foul everybody.
Yeah, you said
so I'm not going in the paint.
You said you get in the weight room every once in a while. You're in some good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I can get up and down the court fine, but like, I'm just gonna.
It's what
try
you do.
long
Like it's what happens when what happens
maybe
when
knock
you
down
get
a
down the
couple
court.
threes and that's about it. If you can get around me, which doesn't take much, I'll just let you go. Like,
And keep it moving.
I'll just cherry pick a lot too. I'm a good cherry picker.
Yeah.
I'm a really good opponent. Like I don't make my opponent work much.
I love when you get that opponent when you're just like you like mutually agree before the game, like, hey,
Yeah,
let's
like
not
we're
get
not
this
working
going
hard, right?
too quick. We're not gonna.
It's like I got you, you got me.
Yeah, I'm gonna make life a living hell.
I'm switching off Booby before I can blink.
I'm gonna pull leg hairs. I'm gonna untie your shorts.
That guy gets decked at the freaking YMCA. That's what happens to that guy.
That's almost happened a few times.
Because there's a few guys.
But you always want that guy on your team, though, too. You always want one of those on your own squad.
No, you don't, because then it just turns. It will turn a whole team against you. That will turn a whole team against you. And I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get out the YMCA. I'm trying to get out of that.
I'm like a 36 effort. He's a 90 effort. We meet in the middle. Our team is already at like a 75.
There you go.
So I think I would give myself a very perfectly ending of 50, because as soon as the guy as soon as my guy gets around me and I think he's gonna shoot, I just take off and I just hope he misses and they just chuck it to me. I get an easy layup.
Oh, see, I just put him into a wall.
Yeah,
we are figuring out that Boomy is the most annoying out of all the players.
That. I don't think that was any surprise to anybody.
No,
but him and I could not be more difficult when it comes to pickup.
If you got any everyday Manning Reigns that you want to throw at us, like we said, we do this. I think we ever do every Wednesday, right? Right?
Yeah.
Usually every Wednesday ish, if we can make it work.
Yeah. So usually the Tuesday night show.
Send us DMs, tweet us on Twitter.
Yeah. That's where you do your
or
tweeting
message us on Facebook. And after I said that, I'm like, that didn't really make sense. And give us some everyday man reigns. Maybe we'll do them on the show next time we do it next week. But let's move on. We did talk about the Bulls, but what's a bigger problem, the Bulls or the Hawks? Which one is a bigger problem in your guys' eyes? I'll let Matt go first here. Or Boomy, I don't care.
Yeah, let Boomy go first. This is the one he threw out. I want to hear what he's got to say.
In my opinion, I think that the Bulls are in a better spot. And the reason is, and I'm not even necessarily just saying this year, I'm saying in general, the Bulls are very young. They don't have bad money tied up in any veterans. The coach is only guaranteed a contract for maybe 2 years. I just think that the money the Blackhawks have tied up and the difference in the NBA to the NHL, the way that the difficulty of maintaining a dynasty and maintaining a team the way you set it up. I mean, it's with Kane and Tays, all those guys' contracts, and we knew this coming in, I think I'd be more comfortable in leading a Bulls. If you were looking for a GM job, I think I would feel more confident about an ability to win with the Bulls as compared to win with the Blackhawks. It's going to be longer, I think, until the Blackhawks truly get this figured out. And I know you're going to make the argument about, guard packs, but just looking at the roster and the contracts and the way that the league is set up, throw all the GM and coach aside, I just like the roster and the youth and all that. Now, obviously, I think if you're going to go the route of arguing GM, I'd rather have the guys running the Blackhawks.
I don't know if you like that. Stan Bowman is in some hot water, too.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but he's still more competent than Gar Pax.
Did anyone see they are reinstating Mark Crawford, I think his name is? The guy who was
the assistant.
He was under investigation for, I think it was like physical abuse, and
made some racial comments too.
He said that he has been like rehabilitated. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just an awkward topic to even. I don't know, man. Like it's one of those things. Like you can't hit kids. You can't hit your players. You can't put your hands on people. Just don't do it. I was always of the mind, like, if you're going to coach hard. But, dude, when you start, like, disrespecting people, kid or not, young player or not, they're a human, and you got to treat them like it.
I'll even go back to
a
like
respect thing.
the Bobby Knights. Like I understand some of that stuff was, it's like interesting stories, but he took stuff way too far and
way too far.
And
way too
there
far.
there can't be bunches of coaches that be doing that because it just that's out of hand, and especially nowadays. I mean, that's just the times have changed, and the fact that you still couldn't do that back in the old days, but nowadays, like I said, it's just an awkward topic to even try and talk through because there's no good in it.
I have no problem with my kid being coached by an extremely hard-nosed
But don't put a hand
coach
on
in
him.
any sport. You touch him though, then we got a real issue.
Because like you said,
and that's what it really comes down to.
They can't, especially in a way that they really can't fight back either. I mean, they can fight back,
right?
But they'll be kicked off the team if they pretty much fight back.
Absolutely.
But I only bring that up because it's one of those things that the Blackhawks are going through all this stuff, losing the coaches, and now we're going to have this guy come back, and it's just another story.
It's one more thing
going
you
to
don't
be
need.
in the. It was like the Cubs this year. The Cubs just kept having story after story, trying to hide stuff from the media. The guy get kicked out of the game and get kicked out of Wrigley Field.
Let's bring Addison Russell.
Yeah, it's
back.
just stuff that like our teams just keep throwing and piling stuff back on and wondering why the media keeps attacking them and asking them for all these kind of questions. It's because you run an organization that it just seems like you have no control over.
Ultimately, on the topic itself, like if I'd rather be the Bulls or the Hawks at this point, Boomy makes really good points as far as just makeup and money commitment. I don't think the Taves and Kane contracts are what they were. They weren't the albatross they used to be because there's a lot more guys making a lot more money than them now at this point. And they only actually have 3 more years left. Crazy as it is, those 2 deals are half as long as what they have left in Seabrook. That's the real anchor that's killing that team. Yeah. Ultimately, for my money, whichever team decides that they want to clean house in the front office first is going to be the one that's got the fast track to getting better because both of them need to be cleaned out. Both of them need to be cleaned out now. They're both going to get good draft picks. They're both going to have young rosters and some kind of young players to start building around. Where I think the Hawks have an advantage. Patrick Kane still got some miles left. The way he plays, his game's still going to be good for a few more years. And same with Taves. Taves is still a solid player. People get on him about he doesn't produce statistically, but he's still a great defensive center. He's going to be a long-term. He'll still be a number 2 center. Say if you want to bring Kirby Doc as your number 1 here in the coming years. But I don't know. I don't want to be either team, but if I had to pick one right now, I'd probably rather take the Hawks strictly because I think they may have one more bullet in the tank left this year to make a deep run, to make a run to maybe try to get back into a playoff spot. And like I said, strictly on the back of experience, and they've got a little bit of young talent too. So
I think it's just a shitty tie, but kind of going to Matt's point though, I think there's more veteran experience on the Hawks that I think could help them make a push. I think the Bulls are just too young, and they're just know that both teams are being led by the wrong guy. But I think the Bulls, I think the Hawks, like I said, have more experience where they can if they needed to make a run, they could do something. Where the Bulls are they're just going to be figuring it out all year, and they're just led by the wrong guy who's not going to be able to help them at all.
I don't disagree with you.
Frankly, whichever team wants to win a lottery would be cool, So that'd be
The thing is, I'm going to have to say the Bulls, just for the simple fact is the Blackhawks have had 3 championships in the last 10-something years. You can kind of go back on that if you're an organization. In a way, you can kind of look back at that. Bulls haven't won a championship. I know they won 6 in a row, but they haven't won a championship from 98.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things you could kind of bring that back up. That's not even the point of. I think both front offices are bad. I don't think the Blackhawks. Yes, they have been able to revive their teams, but the Blackhawks are nowhere near the front office that they used to be. They no one really trusts them. They fired a coach that is already doing well in Florida. They brought in a guy that it seems like none of the players can really get to know. It seems like it seems like that's the same way the Bulls have. It seems like both the coaches and both the front offices on both sides are the problem. Because yes, you say the Bulls, they have talent enough to be at least an 8 seed or competing for the playoffs. And the Blackhawks, they have Taves and Kane, who are still good players in the NHL and 2 goalies that are good goalies, that you would think that this team should at least be able to compete. And it just seems like the front offices and the head coaches are the problems on both sides.
What hurts the Hawks a little bit too is it does take longer for their early or top first round picks to make an impact. Usually in the NHL,
there's 5 players on the NBA court, and there's I don't know what 9.
Not even that too, but it's usually only 3 or 4 guys out of a draft class make an appearance in the NHL right away. It's not. There's not many. So.
I hate to be this way, but circling back to the Bears, we got no draft picks to even try and get better unless we want to go sign somebody. Because
thank God they cut Mike Davis.
Oh yeah, we got the 2nd round pick now.
Well, they got a 4th back for him, but if you're getting a 4th rounder for a guy like Mike Davis, that's a steal.
It's a steal, but we don't even have a 1st rounder for like the next 2 years because it's in Oakland.
No, just this coming up. This is our last one to give up.
Where was he on Sunday? I don't even know if I can keep talking about it. It's just getting to be ridiculous. It is getting to be ridiculous. The whole, like I said, all of Chicago.
Let me stop. I can see you right now. Just stop.
He wants to say something, but he's not going to do it. He wants to say
I'm not saying nothing.
You're already dead, goddammit. You don't need to stab us anymore.
Twist the knife.
That's why I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to let my facial expressions do it for me.
Oh, man.
Whatever. Next topic. Get off the goddamn Bears.
I don't even care. Packers are going to lose 1st round of the playoffs.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not, dude. This is.
Shut up. Bring back your own team. We're going to be the one. I don't even know what you're talking about.
We're not doing this again, are we?
I'm just saying, dude.
We're going to be the 1 seed. Just you wait, bub.
Don't call me bub.
Whatever.
Whatever.
They're dead.
I'm going to start being rude.
The Packers
here.
are dead.
What's next?
We're going to go on to gambling. And, Boomy, can you talk about your $2 bets for me, please? You got any $2 bets you made today?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I was wondering if you had any
I'm not talking
$2 bets or $5 bets today.
Piss off. How about that?
Oh, I didn't know. I was just wondering. I have.
You can't unit.
How much you do today, huh?
You can't unit shame.
I'm actually pretty even today, bub. I have the second. Oh, they're up 8. I have the -8 right now on the game. The Clippers, first half and full game. So I also had Iona. What do you got there, Pigway?
It just says contentious.
Oh, yeah. Matt, you got any good bets that you made? You said you had a good Saturday.
I had a good Saturday. Some college buckets. I actually had the Bulls and the Bulls under as well. So that was a duplicate winner against the Clippers on Saturday night.
I should have live bet the freaking Thunder the other day. I should have known. That would have been a good money line bet there.
What are they? They had to be what? Probably.
Well, you're down 24. You'd have to think because what was the start line? It wasn't that big.
It'd be like what, 1,500, probably 1,200 at least on the money line.
Yeah. That would have been
nice. My bookie probably would have canceled it.
Yeah. Did you ever hear anything back on that? By the way,
no.
Unbelievable.
That's
unbelievable.
That was bullshit.
The fact that they wouldn't cancel your hedge is still crap too, though. But
Patrick Beverly.
How deep do you guys get into betting bowl games? Like I know we got that coming up on Friday. How much do you guys get into that?
I love it.
Regular college game, like game day.
Good luck capping those things because you don't even know who's ever going to play. That's half the problem.
That's why you always, if you see like a high, like 80 or 70, you know these teams are just gonna just let it all go. The defenses aren't out there to play.
Pedal.
You don't bet teams, you bet over-unders. You bet every over you can because these teams are out there. They're not out there to play defense. They're out there to score points and have some fun in a bowl game. Especially there's like nice weather games.
No one's got anything to lose. No one's got anything to lose except in the playoff games. That's it.
And
you get the winner over there. Zach,
they're up 10. They're up 10 right now.
There we go.
The Clippers are looking good. But what was I saying? Yeah, but if you ever see a cold bowl game, though, you got to know these teams do not want to be there. There will be no points scored. So if you get a cold, especially if you get a cold bowl game with a warm team, like if you get like a SEC team in a cold bowl game, you bet the under every single time because they don't want to be there.
Mississippi, like Mississippi
In
State
Nashville, like it's going to be 30-something degrees. They ain't going to want. Alabama, Michigan may be the worst game. I think 7 or 8 players have already said they're not playing for Alabama. That game is going to be ugly. I think Michigan is going to blow them out.
No one's going to care about that.
No, I think Michigan will care a lot more because Michigan would much rather say they beat Alabama than Alabama don't care who they lose to. Jim Harbaugh will have his team ready to go. He's like, if I can get an Alabama win under my belt, then I will take it.
Yeah. It's worth 1/2 of a Ohio State win it doesn't have either.
I heard we had some horse talk before, some horse betting talk.
I'm trying to learn about how to handicap a little bit.
Pigo's over here hiding secrets from us.
From Illinois' youngest horse handicapper, Pigo. He won't give me the hot tips.
Like I said, we're going to have to get back on that Moneyline podcast around the next big-time horse event or just to talk horses because
I will be back on the ponies over winter break. I guarantee you that.
I
gotta find a day and a good card.
It's so easy to bet on them. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so fun too.
Like I said, boys, we need to make a TCF morning show trip to like a casino or something and do like
Arlington. We gotta go on a field trip somewhere.
Field trip out to Indiana or something. Get the sports books going.
Should I just meet you guys at the LaSalle OTB on a Saturday afternoon?
Oh yeah.
Where?
It's in Ottawa.
I've never been.
Is it Ottawa? I thought it was LaSalle.
Yeah,
right
it's Ottawa.
State in Ottawa.
Either way, I'm down.
Even better, it's closer.
You ever been to the Foundry over in Aurora? That place is amazing.
Yeah, it's new owners. That's changed though. It's no longer the Foundry.
Oh, really?
As very recently,
Damn.
I didn't even know that.
Like,
I was just told that on Saturday.
There's like 50 TVs in that place. You can go bet the ponies
place
there.
is awesome.
You can get some good food. I mean, that was a nice place. Damn, they changed. Is it still like an OTB thing too?
It's called the Piazza.
Oh no,
I have not been there since it's
like
not
Piazza?
been the Foundry.
Is it no longer
exactly?
Has it got OTB in it at all? No betting.
I'm trying to get confirmation on that as we speak.
Right?
They do have an OTB. They do have an OTB.
That sounds better. Okay, I was a little worried because I did not need that taken out of my life.
Yeah, maybe it's just new ownership. It looks very nice, and they're based on the pictures on the website.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
We might have a location here. We might have a location, guys. A lot of the leather couches and lounge sections and things like that.
It was about.
Might not be a bad way.
Coming up on about a year ago, I was in Vegas. Got to be in my first real sports book, and that's the most amazing thing ever. You can sit in those beautiful chairs and just watch games, drink alcohol, and bet on everything under the sun.
You see those pictures of the sports book in Des Plaines, the Rivers Casino that they are just waiting to flip the switch on?
Is it nice?
It looks sweet. 29 TVs.
I saw one. I
don't
know where Eddie was at.
It'll convert to one screen if it needs to. So like the Super Bowl when there's only one event going on, that whole wall of TVs will turn into one.
I've been seeing some pictures of some like other sports books, maybe in Illinois. If you don't have 15 to 20 seats and they're comfortable chairs that I can sit in, and it's just like you walk up and there's a table there and that's it. You got to do better than that. That's not what sports books are made for.
I've been to Vegas with Boomy twice, and we've gone in the summertime, and that's like when Boomy can roll out of bed at 10 in the morning and go downstairs and watch baseball all day. It's like
the one time he was there,
he is just in his own little world.
I was just Venmoing him money back and forth, and I was pretty much in Vegas.
Yeah.
So that was.
Well, it's like because you go out, there's nothing else to bet on. It's all just baseball in the summertime. The game started at 10 o'clock in the morning out there.
The noon games, I just picked 3 on parlay. Like, here's a $10 parlay to win $80. I'm like, oh shit, here's 2 drink tokens.
The only thing that sucks.
Oh, and we'd leave. We'd leave and go do something, and we'd come back, and we'd have like, I talked to this guy and this guy and this guy about this thing and this thing, and just shoot with anybody. Like he just lives in the sports books during baseball season.
Next time you guys are out there, you got to go to Westgate. That place is nuts.
Oh, that is the most amazing place. That unbelievable.
The problem, it's off the strip, which is the problem. It's the old Hilton.
It's kind of annoying.
It is a monster. My God.
It's like isn't that like where everything really kind of runs through?
They call it the Superbook,
That's what I'm
so they
saying.
give out that's where most people go for lines anymore. It said I just popped on their website.
Is that
It's
where
30,000
Brent Musburger
square
works?
feet. They have a 30,000 square foot sports book, a 220 foot by 18 foot 4K video wall.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a little excessive.
I may have to move there.
Yeah. So just chomp on that one for a bit. Go check out their website. The pictures are nuts.
Like I said,
So,
I'm
cool
unfortunately not making my way back out to Vegas this year, so that's kind of sad. But I will have to go back, or we're gonna have to go back or something, because you have to have. I think a Vegas trip has to be once a year if you love gambling. It's tough to do though. It's because
The pilgrimage.
Yeah.
especially because you
3 days.
you could
3
lose.
days, 2 nights, and out.
You could lose. I mean, you could lose everything. And
Yeah,
that's the
I got a
scariest
good
part.
one of my best buddies lives in Vegas,
Oh, yeah,
so
Joe.
I got a place to stay. So
Yeah, that's nice. You don't have to worry if you don't have to worry about housing or like buying like or paying for the hotel. That's another $300-$400 you can spend at the tables.
exactly.
That is nice. He works at.
But the
he
other
works
thing
there, right?
too, when you're
Yeah,
not
he works
staying
at
in the
Bellagio.
hotel
That's
too,
sweet.
though, is you're not waking up
Dude.
first thing and walking right into the casino
Boom.
too.
We gotta.
So you're waking
Which
up
is
in
probably
someone's
good
house.
for me.
You're going to,
He's got to be one of our podcast interviews there.
Oh
We gotta-
yeah, he works the graveyard shift.
That's what I
for
mean. He's gonna have
security
some
at
good
Bellagio.
stuff. That's gonna be something we
Oh,
gotta.
we'll definitely have to get him out. He'll be home in a couple weeks. We'll get him on. We'll have to do an interview with him because he's got some wild
Okay, we'll have
stories.
to do that.
I love the
content cave.
Bellagio.
So yeah,
Stayed there on my honeymoon.
future guest on.
Yeah.
Future guest. Oh, that's a little breaking news there. We're gonna have a. He does he do like security or is he like a dealer?
No, he's security.
Security. So yeah, he's probably see some pretty crazy stuff. Cause
Oh yeah, lots of drunks.
yeah,
Lots of
it's a shock to the system sometimes when you're walking up and down the strip at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and people have been out for about 12 hours.
You can feel really good about yourself.
That's one thing about gambling, though. You got to remember, like the games are going to be over quicker than you think because you are 2 hour different. My dumb brain always forgot that every time. Boomy, you got a wacky web story for us to end this long ass show?
I do, boys, and this one comes to us courtesy of a guy we've actually talked about a couple times on the show and on the podcast, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's father, Stacy Elliott, now faces 9 charges from the Ohio Department of Agriculture and 12 charges from other Ohio agencies for allegedly owning an illegal wild African cat that he let loose in the suburbs of Ohio that attacked its neighbor's dog and later had to be shot by the police.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Luckily, Zeke got the Brinks truck backed up to him because he's going to have to be paying daddy's legal fees here. So he's facing 21 charges of owning this illegal African cat. It's called a serval. They are 23 to 36 inches long.
I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. I've seen a lot of these videos with a lot of these. I understand they're maybe tamed lions or tamed wild animals. I don't care. I don't need those things anywhere near me. They are wild animals for a reason. And you never know what can happen in those situations when they feel like attacking and not attacking. So I understand why these charges are in place because these animals, like you said, they can get out and about, and then they don't understand that they're not in the wild still.
Yeah.
I
They
just
look
pulled up a
like
picture.
house cat
This
on
thing-
steroids.
I just pulled up a picture. This thing's a straight up leopard, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Boomy,
yeah,
you're
like a
going to
mini
send me that
leopard.
after the show. So we're going to have to
It's
put it right in
wild.
here.
This is nuts, dude. These things are crazy.
Keyword wild animal. Wild.
Speaking of like maybe charges, like did you guys seen the whole NFL thing where I think a few guys are like they're buying things and then like pretty much just not buying them and like writing them off as like things that like the NFL has to buy. One of them was like a crazy animal that some guy bought, or like it maybe kind of tried to say it was like maybe a what are those? They help you. They like a dog.
Service animal.
Yeah, service animal, and it
Yeah.
was like an exotic animal, and people were like buying like those hyper. What are those things?
Hyperbaric
Yeah, those
chambers.
things you can like go into, and I think who did I see was the one that I noticed? Marcus.
It was Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis. Okay, there we go. He was one that you would think that he made enough in the NFL that you would be able to buy whatever you want, but apparently
they were trying to fraud the players like insurance.
Yeah, insurance. Like they were just buying things that they really didn't need, or
not even buying them. They were
and
just
then saying they did, and then they
them.
would have the money. Pretty much,
they were getting like $50,000 for hyperbaric chambers that they never bought.
Yeah, and they were just buying things that they like really weren't supposed. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Fraud.
Yeah. Well, like you say,
hard to feel bad for him.
Wait, did I just win this bet? Oh, I won the bet. Let's go, boys. Up 10.
Not to piggyback on a Boomy's Wacky Web story, but you mentioned service animals real quick. Did anybody see on Twitter the other day that someone got approval for a hive of bees to be a service animal?
I did see that.
That person, that person should be thrown in jail.
That's real?
Yeah.
That's insane.
A hive of bees is their service pet.
No.
Chew on that one, boys.
People are idiots, guys. People are idiots.
Unless you have like this weird
America.
Unless you have this weird like disease where you have to have honey every 30 minutes.
There's got to be a better way to get honey than have a hive of bees around you.
Yeah, send Zach to the grocery store and buy that.
I will go out and personally buy you whatever you need if you don't have to have a hive of bees. That's insane. That just seems like it would be more like dangerous to the other people.
That's a danger to people around.
What if you're allergic to bees?
Make sure to get the raw organic, please, Zach.
Yeah, that's what they're definitely gonna need.
I hate people sometimes.
That's it.
People are idiots.
What kind of person's sitting there and go, yeah, you know what I need? I need a hive of bees to make sure that I.
You know what would help my anxiety? You know what would help my depression? A hive of bees.
But you know how people in this world are allergic to bees? Like you would think that they would be able to go nowhere.
Right.
Like, imagine them being like in a grocery store, like walking into a grocery store and you just hear bee, like the freaking the bees all flying around.
And you can't do anything about it. They're protected for that person.
Yeah, they pull out their like freaking identification. Oh yeah, I'm allowed to have this because I
can take my hive anywhere.
Well, then you know what you need. That's just insane. Oh my gosh, people these days. That's just.
You should be required to carry like EpiPens and what's the Benadryl, like to give people if your bees sting somebody.
Or just say no. You know how many things have probably been turned down as like service animals and stuff, and they're gonna let you have a hive of bees. Whoever is the person that approved this is the problem. That's the problem.
True, you're absolutely correct. I can't argue that.
And I guess
at all.
if it's I couldn't imagine what kind of anything. Disease, anything that would require you to have a hive of bees around you at all times. That's just crazy. We're going to end on that because that's maybe the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors, The Muddy Otter. They made this beautiful mug for us right here. Go to themuddyotter.com. Check out their new products. Like I said, a week from today, Christmas, boys. So if you need some last-minute gifts, even they may not be there right on Christmas, but you can always give the person the picture and give them it after. So go to themuddyotter.com. Yeah, Boomy.
They got great videos too, man. There's stuff that
I saw on Facebook today. They had a video.
It's really cool stuff, actually. I was like just enchanted.
They had a video today. It was kind of funny. It was a blooper that they had that I think she accidentally I don't know how the whole spinny wheel works, but it came off the spinny wheel and flattened out. Hannah does a great job at those videos. I know Mitch always says she's not the biggest fan of making them, but she seems like she's getting very good at making them. Interesting stuff there because, like I said, making pottery is something that I could never even imagine doing. So I like to watch those videos. It makes me feel accomplished just watching the videos. So go to their Facebook or their Instagram. They have those videos on there and also their updates. And like I said, go to themuddyotter.com. Thank you to Matt at schools_0, Boomy at Boomy TCF, and Pigoy at TCF Pigoy. The main page is at typical_Chicago. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLilja, LILJATCF. Go to Instagram. It's at Typical Chicago Fans, and Facebook, Typical Chicago Fans. We put this out on YouTube every single day. We also put it out on podcast form for the people that can't be watching it at work. So go check that out. Subscribe, rate, and review. Subscribe on both. Give us a little rating, comment, like on the video, whatever you think. Again, thank you for listening, watching us here. The TCF Morning Show, Wednesday, December 8th. 13th. We love you all.
Peace.
See-
Yep.